in a mature organization, the full vision of project portfolio management is that you want to be able to take an idea and deliver to your customers, and these could be internal or external resources, a deliverable that you can launch for them. And since we're typically talking about IT, these deliverables are usually applications, upgrades, things like that. But in order to do all this, you need to have some sort of process, because how do you measure, whether you're successful? How do you measure whether this is the right thing to do? Are you doing them well? Right? So again, I'm starting off with setting the agenda and saying this is how everything should be in a final utopian state. Just outline everything, not saying that this is how you should do your business. Don't ever say that, but just make sure that this is instead of using slides, I want to talk about what clarity encompasses from a core product perspective, and then we can identify specific problems based on that. So with these different ideas, we know what the final endpoint is going to be. What we need to do is enter this into a process, and you can enter this information into Clarity where you can provide some sort of metadata against every one of these demands. This is demand management. Figuring out, does this make sense to do? What strategy, what goal, what's the business alignment, what are some of the risks, so that you can score and help you prioritize in the future with all the other ones. So that's scoring. We also have a cost-benefit analysis you probably have to enter in as well. This defines what you're going to spend and then what you may get out at the end in terms of a benefit. You may also have requirements that's coming from the business, and these are called business requirements documents, BRDs, or functional requirements documents, FRDs. So you can document all this inside Clarity as well. So now this is one particular request, and what we want to do with that one request is prioritize it based on some of that metadata, based on some of those costs. And here I'm drawing a risk-reward diagram, so it's a combination of the dollars, finish dates, size, scope, and so forth. You compare any kind of metrics that you want to figure out whether these are the right things to do. And in Clarity, we have the portfolio waterline to help you quickly stack rank and identify which projects your organization should go forward with. Now that you have the right mixture of projects, because you don't want to have, everything's growing the business. You want to have something that's maintaining it, but you also want to have things that are changing the business. Once you figure out what the right mix is, you also have to figure out whether you have enough people and dollars to do all this stuff. And Clarity's waterline capabilities allow you to see this by month, by quarter, how much is being spent on people and dollars, and whether you have enough of those to do it, because these are your top constraints. It's not just, do I have enough dollars anymore? It's always resources as well as we start developing more applications. Now that you've identified which ones to do and whether you can do them, it's time to start executing on these different initiatives and projects that you have outlined. And we can track this in traditional waterfall sense. We can also track it in Agile. And so that's a post-it note for Agile purposes. But more importantly, you want to track time. And for time, for capitalization purposes, what did you say you were going to do? What did you do? And then we're also seeing some people switch over to more just task lists, and that's the CA work management aspects of it. But we handle any way of doing work and making sure that you deliver something on time, under scope, and under budget, and all that. But we're also making sure you do the right things by making sure that you evaluate your entire life cycle throughout. Because while you can deliver a product at the end of this, if it's not the right timing to do so, it wouldn't make sense. And when new projects are coming in, maybe those would make more sense in your organization. So maybe every quarter, review this. It's not just a capital planning process at the very beginning. It's a constant reminder. And what Clarity really provides you the ability to do is reporting. And we have bar charts, pie charts, just lists, whatever it may be, as well as training documents to help you identify which are new projects to do, which ones are not, and whether your projects are behaving well, behaving not so well. And that's really what the center of focus is for Clarity, to help you make strategic decisions as well as operational decisions on whether you're executing your projects well. And that's essentially the entire message for core clarity. And so at this point, because I'm the one giving the demonstration, I will actually go into the demo and say, okay, so these are the areas that I want, this is what project portfolio management really is. Based on our discovery call, you had some concerns about demand management. You also had some issues with resource management. But where I wanted to start off for you guys in particular is really about the reporting. Show you what we have in terms of reporting, talk to you about the portfolio management aspects, because that's really the combination of demand management, what you have your demand, and what your supply is. And those two areas married together is really portfolio management, selecting the right things to do. So I'm going to show you a couple of reports, and then I'm going to show you a couple of views where you can actually action and make decisions on what to do. Ask someone if this sounds fair, and then go into the demo. For someone like you, it may be a good point to say, so where are you seeing some, so you might be doing some discovery call or something, but where in this process are you having some issues? You mentioned that you're having a hard time tracking or prioritizing your projects, and that's going to be focused on portfolio management. Where else are you having some difficulty? Just tell me, where exactly you're having issues, and I think they'll be like, oh yeah, demand management right here, dollars, and everyone has tracking issues, but we really want to see some of the reports. So this is how you can use it for yourself.